Hello, Street Fighters! Welcome back, Brett, that's me, to the call-in show. I'm here once again to take calls with Brian. We do it every single Sunday night, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. That number to dial is 614-655-3887. Come hang with the gang, get in the chat, call us up, tell us what's going on in your world. We want to hear from you. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation, and we've been doing this for 10 years now. We've been blessed to spread this mess across the U.S. by all y'all that listen in, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. You really keep us afloat and make sure that we can fight for a more equitable, flatter Earth. One that is made for all of us. A new future and tomorrow without the Constitution or the United States government. Thank you. I'm Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quinby. And we want to hear from you. And we're also doing a fundraiser right now. I kind of upped it. We're raising money for the Hopi-Tutsqua Preservation and Society, I think is the name. I really should know it. I'm bad at that. But right now we have, if you donate $10 to the fund, half of that will go to them. You will get a limited edition sticker. If you donate $25, you'll get a limited edition patch. If you donate $50, you'll get a limited edition poster and everything underneath. So consider heading over to store.streetfightradio.com. Look for the Improve Brett's Car fundraiser. There's a preview of what we're doing. It's a black cat defeating a fascist snake. So pretty bold, pretty dope. Good idea. Benefits a good cause, which is making my car more rad, and also helping out the Hopi-Tutsqua permaculture.
Cat versus
Institute.
snake fight. Who's gonna win? Maybe the snake, maybe the cat.
Yep.
Snake could eat a whole fucking cat. Cat could eat a whole fucking snake. Who even knows what's gonna happen? I think a cat can eat a snake. I don't really know.
Yeah, cats can eat snakes.
Whew.
They'll eat anything.
I wanted to start this show out by just letting everybody know that the foot that was hurting, I would say 8 out of 10 foot pain level I had 2 weeks ago, last time Brett was here. It's only a 3 out of 10, so it healed, and I didn't even have to take a break. So for all the people in the chat who were saying it could get worse, I knew it couldn't, so I just powered through it, and I ended up winning. Winning again for my power and my strength and my stick-to-itiveness. I have made it on the other end of this pain, and I feel wonderful. Okay, so I feel like shit, but that's a whole different issue. That is a completely different thing that happened to me that made me feel like crap today.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just got back from a trip to Joshua Tree, California, and I felt right at home when I got out of the car and you told me you were in the middle of a catastrophe. You had a brand new one just waiting for me. I just felt like right at home, ready to work. My work wife is, sick again.
I was doing so good, man. And then the foot healed, and I was like, well, it didn't heal. It still hurts. But it doesn't hurt as bad, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? But I'll say this. I did take a big chug of Gatorade yesterday, and most of it went down the wrong pipe. And then I woke up today and I felt like I'm very icky, I congested, basically. I have the Delta variant.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking it is. Maybe. No, I just feel like shit.
It's probably those electrolytes in the lungs just overpowering.
It did burn.
It's like NOS for your lungs.
It
Nitrous.
did burn because it's fucking
fuel.
What's it called? Because it's lemon lime. It's citrus. It got down there and it was burning, and I'm coughing. And I'm trying to get the fucking shit out of there, and I tried all night to get it out of there because I didn't want to go to bed. And it just didn't work. It just did not work. I woke up today feeling like crap. I took some Mucinex, and hopefully, it'll loosen everything up and get it out of there, and I won't get pneumonia or anything. But, let's cross that bridge when I heal it myself like I did my foot. Okay.
Ah, interesting. You have an immune system that works already.
Everything. Well, I mean, a pain immune system for sure. I really handled that. There was one time where I was walking and fucking the sharpest pain I've ever felt went from my pinky toe all the way up to my ankle, and I felt it in my fucking armpits. It felt like somebody just grabbed a nerve and just yanked it really fucking hard. And I was like, I might have to just sit down and have somebody pick me up and take me home right now. But I just kind of kept going.
Couldn't lay down on a bench because of the hostile architecture.
No, you couldn't lay down on a bench. That's for sure. But I was just like, I mean, my kidney stones didn't hurt that bad. It was the sharpest. It was so sharp. So like stabby. Mm-hmm. There is something wrong down there. I know that for sure. I don't know what it is. Jason said it might be a fracture. And I'm like, no, I won't believe that until somebody tells me. And I'm not going to see anybody about it. So it won't be a fracture.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's just the way it is with me, man. Something's got to go wrong. I'm trying to get out. I was so happy to be out of the foot pain. I was so happy to be on the other side of the foot pain. I was going to take the longest walk ever tomorrow. And now it's like, you know.
Yep, you got to reset the calendar.
Yep, it'll happen. It's going to be fixed. Yeah, thank you. It's been 0 days since a Murder Brian moment. That's true. I can't believe that happened, though, man. I can't believe... I don't know. Like, I can't believe I made myself sick. Gave myself, like, a respiratory illness. Like, on my own. Without, like, going out and having somebody cough in my face or anything. Like, I went and I gave myself one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's like that Christmas I ruined because I fucking grabbed a cast iron pot with my bare hands without thinking about it. And then for the whole rest of the day, I complained.
Yeah, those are just beautiful Murder Brian moments. We needed like a card series, like a collectible plate series or something.
Yeah.
Murder Brian moments. Also, I wanted to say thank you to the Drews for hosting Drew Week. It rocked. Drew Toothpaste and Drew Spears. And also thank you to Simone Norman for talking to us about real sex. That was a lot of fun. And also Kasai Washington, Thick Puppy, THICC_PUPPIE. Great dude. I had a lot of fun talking to him. And I think we're going to do another one again because it was a lot of fun to do. So look for that.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know. We have D&D this week, right?
We do have D&D on Thursday.
D&D, so that's going to be the bonus show.
Wrapping it up. Coming close to wrap-up time.
Then it's time for... what's the next thing? Oh, yeah, the Newlywed Game sort of thing.
Yes.
With other podcasters.
The Newly Pod Game.
Yeah, the Newly Pod Game. We're going to do the Newlywed Game with other podcasters. We're going to see if me and Brett are the greatest podcasting team of all time. And I think there's no way we can lose. Just not a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know if other people are spending their holidays with their podcast partner like we do.
Yeah, you don't that's true. You don't, like, Jesse and Mike don't spend Christmas together.
Right.
Probably. I mean, they could. They're a couple weird dudes. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We got a game show host lined up to host it, and we're trying to figure out prizes and stuff like that. So it's going. Me and Brett are gonna end up winning every single episode.
Landlord Jail in the chat is right though. Our biggest contender is Minion Death Cult because they're like bromios.
Yeah, but yeah, they've known each other longer than me and you have known each other, I think.
Yeah, they were like in the pit when they were in their teens or
yeah,
something.
They were like 13. We still beat them, though. We're fucking amazing, man. They haven't spent as much time together as me and Brett have spent. There's just no way. Nobody can. We slept with each other at 2 weeks every month for years. So we're going to do this. It's going to be all set up. It's going to be really fucking funny. Maybe we'll save Minion Death Cult for the last one so that, like, we win a bunch and then it won't feel so bad when we lose.
The Ohio State schedule.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I already feel a little better, though, now that I'm podcasting. So
Well, that's good.
I don't know. I was having a panic attack before I got here because of this thing, because I was just like, you gave yourself pneumonia. You're going to die.
Yeah.
So that's what I got going on in my head.
Yeah, I was super disappointed to be back. I am a bird that wants to fly away.
Me too.
I think I screwed up my whole life going out there this week because it was just like a taste of like the best I could ever be, and then I have to come home and think about it. But you know, temporary things are great in life, and it was amazing. And but Ohio is not. I mean, I was so disappointed with like how people dress. It's mostly just people dress here. Everyone's so fucking ordinary and wants to fit in and not rock the boat. And when I landed in Minneapolis, I just saw like so many fucking sensible shoes and like the freest hats that people could get. That's what they were wearing. And I'm just was so disappointed after being on the West Coast where people are like serving looks and shit.
Yeah, people do look cooler out there. They do dress a little cooler out there. I will agree with that. So, yeah. I mean, I was always disappointed when we got back from the West Coast to Ohio because it was like, does home have to like be a boring place? Could home like be a fun place? Maybe, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, seems like maybe.
But I think home has to be a boring place. I guess that's from what I can understand. Everybody's goal should be when they get a little bit of time off work to get the fuck away from home. I guess is really what you're supposed to want to do in your life, and that's just the way it is. And your parents decided at some point they were just going to settle in a place where nothing happens and no natural disasters can happen because they're cowards, and then that's what happens. That's how you end up there, I think. But you know, we'll get back out. We're about to go back out on the road soon. We're about to be out there cruising the country.
Yeah, we're going to the Paris of Appalachia.
Yeah, we're going to a lot of different places. So that'll be
Clevo
fun.
is happening. I didn't have a hard date on.
Cleveland. I think Lexington will probably happen very soon.
Okay. We need to get those updated. We need to get all that information down and out there.
Well, I think September 18th. Clear the date, September 18th, Cleveland. I think we're not announcing that yet, but I think that's going to happen. So, yeah. I think, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, check out Howell Dottie's Fast Track to hear my new metal hit song that I made. People are raving about this song. It's just a wonderful song. It's called Ramble. It is a new metal song about my walks that I take, and it's just a wonderful thing. So check out my new metal hit, because I do have a song now. I do have a hit song now. I'm trying to get it to number 1 on the Billboard charts so that I can then be
a one-hit wonder.
A one-hit wonder. That's what I want to be. I want to be a one-hit wonder. I don't have it in me to make another hit.
No, one-hit wonder is the place to be.
Yeah. I mean, if I have more than a half hour, we did that one in a half hour. We wrote that damn song in a half an hour, you know? So.
I haven't heard it yet, unfortunately. I will.
It bangs, man. It bangs. Ooh, fuck. I'm going on a ramble. Ooh, fuck. I'm going on a ramble. People go nuts for that fucking chorus.
Okay.
But, yes, I am finally a part of the new metal revival. Even though I did watch that crumb bum. Champagne Poggy said put it on iTunes. That's how Howell makes his money, is he makes the songs available on his Patreon. So, but you can listen to it for free. You can listen to it for free on the feed. You just got to go to the end of the episode. But you can hear me write it. It's Howell Dottie's Fast Track. So, check it out. It was fun. It was a hell of a good fucking time. I want to perform it live someday.
Really?
That is what I want to do now. I want to perform it live someday.
Okay, that should be easy to do.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Need a backtrack.
I mean, we need a whole band.
Oh, I thought you meant just like a backtrack, like a karaoke version.
No, I'd have to memorize the song too, because I didn't really memorize it. I played the track in my ears, and I read the lyrics off the thing, and then I did it 5 times and sent him 5 takes of the song, and then he took those 5 takes and made the song out of it. So
Gotcha.
it was a good time, though. It was very fun. The podcast was very fun to do. I was very nervous about it. I was super nervous about it because it was like, he's done, I think I was episode 20, and I was like, what if I'm the episode where he doesn't finish the song in 30 minutes? So I was like, all business. I was the only guy that didn't take him because I listened to Jesse's episode, Mike's episode, John's episode, and they just took him off book during the half hour where you're supposed to be writing the song. They just kept fucking with him and delaying it and shit like that. And I was like, all business. We're going to finish this fucking song. I have to write a rap because it's a new metal song.
Of course.
You know. I also think Brett doesn't know this yet. I don't think he's checked his DMs, but I think we're going to go on Chapo this week and talk about Woodstock 99, that documentary that came out. People really want me to talk about it. You know, there's not enough time to talk about it on this show. Brett has not seen it yet, or maybe won't see it. I don't really know.
I do what I want.
But it stunk, and it was really bad. And I hated it. And I hope the Netflix one's better. It's 4 episodes. It doesn't seem like a long amount of time. But Will did contact me and Brett today to see if we want to come on Thursday and talk about the Woodstock 99 documentary by Bill Simmons. And I'm going to do it. So it stinks, though. It's really bad. If you watched it, I mean, it's a bunch of fucking spin people making it sound, it's basically saying like, you know, music was so much more politically correct and woke during Nirvana times. This Limp Bizkit times, it was just bad then. It was bad times then, you know. And then somebody mentioned this to me yesterday. Tony Bonzarelli on Twitter, I believe is his name. No, it's my buddy from Roach Coach, Lauren. Let me get his app for you. But he said that he read an interview with the director of this Woodstock 99 documentary. It's Cassidy 2099, Lauren Kozlowski from Roach Coach, that he read an interview with the guy that directed this, and he basically in the interview apologized because he went to Korn and Limp Bizkit concerts when he was a teenager.
Ew.
Yeah. So
what the fuck?
That's kind of the tact it takes.
That's good though. That's great. I mean, it would have sucked to have it be like well received and shit. What if Bill Simmons was like, I'm kind of like a freak on a leash?
Yeah, I mean,
that would fucking suck.
It's more about like, oh, you know, all these women got sexually assaulted because of Limp Bizkit and stuff like that.
No.
And this riot happened because of Limp Bizkit. This riot happened 36 hours later or 28 hours later because of Limp Bizkit and shit like that. It's like they blame like the sexual assaults and stuff like that on the new metal acts at the festival. Not Rage Against the Machine though.
No, they wouldn't.
Or I don't think. But then Metallica came right after them. Metallica was a huge problem. The people that organized the festival blamed Fred Durst and Anthony Kiedis for the whole thing, and it was just like the whole fucking stupid fucking documentary talks about all the things the organizers did wrong. Every single thing the organizers did wrong. And then their reason in the end that this happened was because Limp Bizkit and Korn and, ICP, even a picture of the Deftones, when they start talking about new metal, and it's like the Deftones weren't even there. And they are not, whatever you want to say about the Deftones, they're not like aggro machismo male shit. You know, that they're like kind of the opposite of that, you know, like, so it was just like it was a really bad documentary. It was really fucking unfair and it was really fucking stupid. But, you know, I'll say this on the positive end for it. A lot of good footage that like, cause they must have gotten like people who took video cameras to the event. They must have gotten tapes from them. And that was really fucking neat because, like, you know, for the past 20 years, all we've seen is the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
of Woodstock 99.
The MTV coverage.
Yeah, we've never seen anything else. So, like, you really get to see, like, inside the place and what's going on. And you get to see a guy get really nasty to MTV, which was, like, honestly, my favorite part of the festival was whenever a guy from MTV would, like, show up, somebody would get, like, really confrontational with them. Like, not like, you know, why don't you play the kind of music I like, but, like, really fucking eyes turn into slits, and it's like, why do you always play Britney Spears? No, I'm fucking serious. I'm serious. Why do you play that stuff? And then he's like, well, you know, I know. And he's like, no. He's like really intimidating kid, man, with no shirt on. You know what I mean? Just like really mad.
Listen to me. Play the best music.
It's so funny. It was so funny. I saw those guys get scared a few times. I saw, remember the Norris guy, John Norris from MTV News? You hear it first. Not Kurt Loder, the other big time news guy, the Norris guy.
No, I only remember that geeky guy.
Gideon Yago.
Yeah.
I saw him get yelled at once at
John Norris. That was disrespectful to John Norris. He's a big part of my childhood.
Yeah. No, Gideon Yago one time I did see get screamed at really bad. I saw him get real scared once at when Dimebag Darrell got shot. There was a vigil at the bar that he got shot at, and me and my buddy went to it, and we were kind of just standing around having a vigil for Dimebag Darrell and Gideon Yago. Like, all the news companies were there. There were satellite trucks lined up in the parking lot across the street, every channel.
Yeah.
But Gideon Yago, for some fucking reason, decided, I'm going to get my microphone and I'm going to interview some of these Pantera fans. And woof, buddy, he wasn't received very well. And he looked so scared. It was really like wartime reporting for them sometimes when they had to cover a metal story, you know? So, yeah. So I'll probably talk about it on Chapo. I'm thinking about doing an episode about it, but I don't know, man. I mean, I just didn't like the documentary. I had a lot of problems with it, but it was actually kind of fun to watch, I guess, to see the stuff.
What about the one we watched, the Sold My Soul for Rock and Roll?
That's Ozfest.
Ozfest, same thing.
Better, though. It's better
Ozfest
than this.
was sweet.
It's much better than this. This is Talking Heads, right? So, like...
The band?
No. This Woodstock 99 doc is some footage, and then people that write for Spin...
I gotcha.
Talking about what happened
How uncomfortable
at Woodstock
they were.
99. Yeah. Jonathan Davis is on there, and he's pretty good. But, like, yeah, a lot of Spin writers were uncomfortable there. A lot of MTV people were like, yeah, it was really scary there. You know, I was very scared for myself. And I was like, well, 250 people hated you. So you had a right. So I don't know. It's not bad. We'll check it out. Okay. And somebody in the chat, Books Case Game, said, damn, metal guys aren't really scary anymore like that. Yes, they are. That is a falsehood. That is somebody. Maybe I don't know how old you are, okay? But young people always think that the people before them were better. No, metal fans still crazy as hell.
No, well, I was actually talking to somebody about this. Death metal and like niche metal, those people are sweethearts and usually just big geeks. Radio metal, any metal that's on the Blitz Rock or whatever the Axe or the Grinder or whatever you have, yeah, those fuckers are crazy. Like the corn mosh pits were violent, violent, very. not welcoming.
No,
not a lot of camaraderie, just like fighting.
Yeah, radio metal is great. Those people are scary as hell. The guys that go when you go see Breaking Benjamin, you are gonna be scared.
They've been sitting in their trucks, beating the wheel to these songs, waiting to do this.
Yes. Let's get to the phones. Is that call that I gave you on there?
It is. You don't have to bring it up.
I do. I feel like I have to.
All right. Thanks for calling Street Fight. I know who we're talking to tonight. How's it going?
Hello,
Hello?
are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
How's it going? What's your name?
Oh, good. My name's Colleen. How are you guys?
Great. How are you, Colleen?
I'm doing pretty well. I called in on by the recommendation of my coworker who listens to you and wanted us to share about our union.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, we're perfect for that. We love union stories.
Yeah, what's going on? What kind of
Yeah.
place are you what kind of place are you trying to unionize?
It's a national nonprofit, so we're spread out. We do school gardens, founded by Kimball Musk, Elon's brother, and So I work directly with the schools. I work in Indianapolis. We have gardens in Los Angeles and Denver, Boulder. Boulder is where the headquarters is. Boulder, Colorado. Chicago, Detroit. Memphis, Tennessee, and Indianapolis, where I am.
Wow. So this is a national. So basically, the goal is to unionize a nonprofit that is a national nonprofit that gets gardens for schools.
Yes, you got it.
Nice, nice. And
so,
it's Elon
like,
Musk's brother started the nonprofit, or is the boss?
Yes. No, he is not the boss. He is one of the founders. He runs these restaurants, and they're like kind of like bougie farm to table restaurants. And his company is called the Kitchen Restaurant Company. And so he wanted to the way he puts it is he wanted, this farm to table, to be available to people who wouldn't necessarily be able to afford to eat in his restaurants, which is most people.
Yeah.
Really, So then he started it a while ago, probably 2010 or 2009. I'm not sure. And it was called the Kitchen Community back then. And his restaurants would donate a portion of their proceeds. He raised a lot of money from his wealthy friends and connections. And then the nonprofit kind of separated and went its own direction, and it changed its name to Big Green in 2018. So now we're called Big Green.
Big Green. Okay. And what kind of challenges are you running into trying to establish a union with Big Green?
Well, just what you'd expect. We have a really good union organizer through the Communication Workers of America, and she's done an excellent job preparing all of us. We did an inoculation training with the union busting rhetoric that you would expect. Like they want to say this is a third party coming in, that it's not necessary. Essentially, you ask for voluntary recognition from leadership. And I'm an optimistic person by nature, so I'm like, oh, maybe they'll recognize us. And our union organizer was like, it's doubtful. And so sure enough, they declined. The leadership has declined to voluntarily recognize our union, which means that we're going to go to a hearing with the National Labor Relations Board, and they have hired attorneys to challenge our petition. And because we're a national nonprofit, we are all spread out across all these regions that I mentioned, and each region has pretty small staff. Here in Indianapolis, only 2 people, and one of them is a manager. So I am the only person in Indianapolis who's not a manager. In Chicago, there's only 2, in Chicago, there's like 3 or 4 staff, maybe. LA's 2. Memphis is our biggest program staff at like 5 people. And then they've consolidated all the leadership positions, that mainly work out of Boulder, Colorado. So they declined to voluntarily recognize. They've hired these expensive attorneys, and the attorneys are now claiming that all of us technically qualify as supervisors or managers.
I've never heard this
awesome.
one. You know, we have, I got to tell you, we have had calls almost every week of the call-in show, maybe even 2 calls some weeks from people organizing unions. And I got to tell you, the prize goes to you for the first person who's ever had the job say that you were, everybody's just a manager. Like, we've never heard that one.
Our organizer was surprised, and the attorney that's, representing our petition or, on our behalf was also surprised that they took that route.
Yeah, that is weird. I really didn't think that I wouldn't have known that was a possibility. So that is strange. Were you considered a manager like before the union drive? Did they tell you that you were a manager, or because you said you're specifically not one?
No. My title is a program coordinator, and then my coworker here in Indianapolis, her title is program manager, and then and there's a questionnaire, like a supervisor questionnaire that we went through to determine who would be eligible for our unit. And it's mainly like, do you have hiring and firing power? Do you make salary decisions? Do you make, like decisions about the direction of the company? Like, no, I don't do any of that. I can't hire anybody. I can't fire anybody. I can't discipline anybody. There's nobody even like below me in the hierarchy of our organization. But they're going to try and argue, we anticipate they will try and argue that because in the past or in other regions, we've had interns or we've had program assistants that are part-time hourly employees. And by part-time, I mean, they work like 10 hours in the season. Like they come out to, a handful of events and help with garden activities. They're going to try and claim that because I have worked with program assistants in the past, that makes me a manager or a supervisor, which is, I think, ludicrous.
Oh, that's super sneaky.
Yeah, that is really that one's rough. So they can basically say that. I never thought that you could even get away with that. So like,
well, we'll find out.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the next steps for getting the union? What sort of things are you asking for from Big Green?
Well, initially we're just asking to be recognized. We don't even negotiate any contract details until the union is official. So we can't really ask them for anything until they will negotiate with the union, and for that they have to recognize that we're a union. So the first step is just to get them to recognize that we're a union, and the next, since they've declined to do that voluntarily, then we go to this hearing on August 5th, and these expensive attorneys on their side are going to try and make this case that none of us are eligible for the union, and then our attorney is going to refute that, and so we'll have witnesses saying that no, that's not true, that's not what we do, that's not part of our job, and so that's up to the person in the National Labor Relations Board who's going to hear our case on August 5th on whether or not we're eligible. And then if we are, then there will be an election. And we're confident that we have the numbers to win the election if we can get to that point. But, attorneys get paid a lot of money for a reason.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Right. Absolutely. So is there something that we could do to help out that our listeners could do? Is there a place to get info or show up or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for asking. So right now we have a public Instagram and Twitter account at Big Green Union, and we are sharing updates through that. We are kind of waiting a little bit to see how, like, the initial public pressure was just a lot of posts and tagging our leaders, tagging Kimball Musk a lot, showing the solidarity that we have in the community. We took a very positive route and wanted to stay extremely positive about the work that we do and why we're forming a union, and not, drag the company, not try and like sling mud or anything. But just, say we do this because we love what we're doing and we just want to make it better. And we really want to have long-term sustainable careers with the organization. And, part of that is this, having this protection of a union, because we are losing extremely talented, creative, passionate people left and right because, we don't feel like we're being heard or valued in the way that, extremely talented, creative, professional people want to be heard and valued. And so following the, Big Green Union Twitter, Big Green Union Instagram, sharing publicly that you support unions, why you support unions, tagging Big Green, tagging Kimball Musk. We're not trying to harass or troll anyone yet, but get to that point. But I can say, with like 100% confidence that I truly love the job that I have. I love working in schools directly with students and teachers on growing food, teaching about food literacy, about food apartheid and food systems, so that there's more awareness and understanding of how these disparities have come to be in what kind of food people have available to them. It's really, really important work, and highlighting the importance of that work on the ground, which is what the program coordinators and our project managers who design and build the gardens do. And, that we value this work, we value the place in the community, and we'd love to see Big Green recognize our union. They could change their mind at any time. I mean, I am extremely disappointed that with a nonprofit who raises money from philanthropists and donors and grants around the country, they would choose to presumably use Big Green money to fight their own workers rather than use those funds to improve our programming or maintain our gardens or build new gardens. Like, that just blows my mind. But, that's the world we live in. And, I'm not surprised with, our founder being who he is, and that history of the Musk family, that they wouldn't be initially receptive to a union. No. But they could always change their mind. They could always do the right thing and say, we should just recognize their union and negotiate directly with the unit. It doesn't look like it's going to go that route. So we're anticipating leadership will have like one-on-one meetings with us to try and change our mind, or I don't really know. I mean, I guess it's not legal for them to try to discourage or dissuade us from being in the union, but they might try and explain why they're not recognizing it. And maybe try and entice or incentivize us in some way. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen.
Me too. Can you keep us updated on it? And we listen, for real, listeners, don't be mean. Just do what they ask, and help them out. And thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Have a great day.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. You too.
Peace. Big Green Union on Twitter and Instagram. I just gave him a follow. I hope you do too.
Yeah. You already were following them.
Shut up.
Brett Payne was already following them. He knew about it before I did. He was on a trip, so they had to message me.
Uh-huh.
They had to go through the B-man.
I don't know how I did find it. Maybe they did message me first.
Probably, but it was Drew Week. They didn't know it was Drew Week.
They didn't know it was Drew Week. That's true. No, they should have sent Drew.
They did.
The Drews would have got it to me.
By the way, just before we get to the next call, apparently the Frito-Lay strike is technically over.
Really?
But they all they got was that they can only work 6 days a week instead of 7, and they can still work 12-hour shifts those 6 days a week. So, and they didn't get a pay raise. They didn't get any of that stuff that they asked for. So please pay attention to what the union and the workers are saying over there, because I'm not 100% sure where the boycott's at or total or anything like that. But like, again, as me and Drew said, it's bullshit that the company is saying that they did not call them suicide shifts. Those, when you work 12 hours, 7 days a week, you work a suicide shift.
Yeah.
And anybody who's worked in a warehouse, anybody who's worked a blue collar job knows the kind of language that they use inside the job is different from the language that's maybe even officially written in the handbook or that the company will tell you. And so the company says that they weren't called suicides. We never called them suicides.
Yeah.
And then a few people have committed suicide because they've, their marriages have dissolved and there's been people that have died.
Oh, lack of sleep and all that stuff makes you a different person. Lack of sleep, overwork, it makes you not yourself.
Yeah. I mean, nobody in this fucking world can work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week in a fucking factory that has fryers running and doesn't have air conditioning. Nobody can do that. There is not a human being on this fucking planet whose body can handle that.
That sounds like something it sounds like a feat of strength that you would give someone $100,000 if they could do that.
You fucking dude. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it, because when I fucking was hearing these shifts they were working, they talked about it. They said you get 8 hours off.
Yeah.
At a time. Like, you just get 8 hours off and you have to be back at work, and it was mandatory. And then they were like, it's not mandatory. And it's like, you fucking lie, dude. You fucking lie. I worked in a fucking warehouse.
Yeah. Anybody that's worked knows they're lying.
Yeah.
We used to get, when Abercrombie Warehouse, they started doing mandatory Sundays, I would go fucking bonkers. Like, It's like, how is this possible? 7 days a week is unfucking real.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
And 12 hours.
12 hours.
It's the 7 days a week at 8 hours. Because I did 7 days a week at 8 hours a couple of times, and it sucks. But it's like doable. But 7 days a week at 12 hours, I just don't think that's like human
punishment.
possible.
That's punishment.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even think of. I don't know anybody that could handle that. They said it gets like 130 degrees by the fryers, and then the other parts of the place are still super hot.
Yeah,
It's fucking no air conditioning in the warehouse.
Hey, we can't bring out the big fans until it hits 100. Remember, I know it's 97 all day today, but we can't bring out the big fans until it gets 100. That's the rules. And also, what about the free Gatorade? Only one free Gatorade a day to everybody when we're doing the suicides.
That was on Undercover Boss. That actually made air on Undercover Boss for a company that didn't have air conditioning. They were working in a really hot warehouse, and they were like, well, you can have one Gatorade a day. And it wasn't even these big Gatorades. It was
oh no.
It was the
Costco pack.
Yeah.
It was like 13.9 ounces.
Yeah. So that was really tough to read for me, man, because like, again, even just the idea that the company's saying that the workers are lying, and at the time we were reading in the chat, and we're reading in the chat, and some people said they had been talking to other people in their lives who were like, well, the company says they don't do suicides, and it's like, they're lying. I mean, I just know that's a lie.
Why? Yeah, I don't know how anybody could. People trust the company. That's what they want to hear.
Even the company said they call them. The company said we call them like splits or something like that. Some kind of thing like that, where it's just like, no, you don't. Your fucking management at this company calls it suicides. I have worked at places with fucking nasty names.
Yeah.
For phenomenon at the job. I've worked at places like that. So.
Yeah.
Just bullshit.
Hey, we got an open queue right now, so if you want to call in 614-655-3887, let us know what's going on. I think I should have called him back. Let's see who our next caller is. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hi, it's Brandon in Pittsburgh.
Howdy.
Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? You gonna be there on the 16th of September?
What's that?
The 16th of September. You gonna come see us at Club Cafe?
I'm gonna try to for sure. I quit my job last week, so I should have some free time.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, and just DM one of us, and we'll let you. Since you're gonna be broke, we'll put you on the guest list. How's that sound?
We'll send you a prize pack too to celebrate.
No, fuck that, dude. I kind of quit because I don't have a lot of bills, and I had a bunch of money saved, and my boss pissed me off. So.
Oh, even better.
Wait, is this?
Yeah, no, it was.
Have you called before?
Yeah, I told Brett that when y'all roll through town, I'm going to take you for a ride in my muscle car. I'm actually going to have the time to get it running good now.
Oh, you're not the ice cream truck guy, right?
No, I don't know that dude.
Yeah, there's an ice cream truck guy in Pittsburgh too that like will just work and save up a bunch of money and then quit and then go look for another job. Which I think that's the way, honestly, that's the way life should actually be.
Yeah.
That is, people will say that that's like a bad mentality to have or whatever like that. But I truly believe that the real prime way to live your life is work until you have a bunch of money saved and then quit and then worry about it again later when you're running out of money. I like that idea.
That's how I used to do it, but I actually liked the job that I had. But I have a new boss for like the last 6 or 8 months, and he obviously didn't like me. He let people know he didn't like me, and
he said it?
What's that?
Did he say it out loud? Like he said it to other people?
I was made privy to meetings where he told people that I was lazy and didn't deserve more money and stuff like that.
Dude, you know what though? I mean, in this world, in the street fight world, if you're coming up in management meetings, you're a hero. You're wonderful.
Yeah.
You're a great person. I used to come up in management meetings sometimes.
Well, I kind of thought you guys might appreciate the story because it's very rare in the working world that you get to that point where you just don't give a shit anymore, and so you have all of the leverage between you and your boss.
Yeah,
and
you're
that's what happened last week.
Looking at the coastline, you can set sail anywhere you want to go.
They handed me my paycheck, and they didn't bring us in for reviews and for raises like they usually do, and they're supposed to. And I look at my check, and I've got a quarter raise. And I go, I bypass my boss and I talk to his boss and I'm like, there was a mistake, dude. I at the bare minimum, I was supposed to get more than that. And they're like, yeah, that was a mistake. So they come back and they're like, it was a mistake. That's our bad. You were actually supposed to get 29 cents.
Oh my God. You can't fucking tell somebody 4 cents is money. The 4 cents isn't even money, period. I don't care. It's not even considered money until it's a quarter. Like everything under a quarter is not even money anymore. I have decreed that anything under 25, really, let's just be honest here. Anything under $1 is not money.
Change doesn't count?
It's just not money. What are you going to do with it?
Barely.
Smash it for an amusement park thing?
Smash it in
Smash
the machine.
pennies is the way better than a real penny.
Put it on a railroad track.
Yep.
You know, I like doing that and shit, but I just for me, it's what do you do what do you do with your change? You stick it in the console of your car, and then sometimes you have $6, and then you cash it in, and it's you can't even really do anything with $6 anymore. Everything costs too much money.
True.
Okay? And a fucking dollar, I'm gonna sit here for 1 second here and try to think of something that costs $1. Refried
Arizona
beans.
iced tea.
Okay, Arizona iced tea is 99 cents, right?
I mean,
And some of them are going up, but yeah, they still are in some places.
But drinks,
I've had a stickered $1.25 one before as well.
Yeah, and drinks are taxed.
Yeah, those are bullshit.
Drinks are taxed. So Arizona iced tea that's 99 cents actually like $1.03.
It's true.
Right?
You
you gotta really go to beans. Beans and canned
89
vegetables.
cents. 89 cents range.
Beans and canned vegetables are the only things you can get for under $1 these days. There's just nothing else that is fucking worth having. I love beans.
Lots of candies.
No.
The dollar store still fucking kicks ass.
Well, the dollar store is popping.
You can
off.
fuck
That's
up the dollar
Everything
store.
at the dollar store costs $2 though.
No, I'm talking
A
about
lot
the real
of them.
one.
A lot of them do. The
Not Dollar
99
General.
Yeah. Dollar General doesn't count.
Dollar General ain't a dollar store. That's a fucking ripoff.
Yeah, they shouldn't be even allowed to call it
No.
dollar.
It's a lot of dollars.
Yeah, it's $8 for some stuff in there. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Because I remember one time I walked into the Dollar General and I saw that they had laundry detergent, and I got so fucking excited and happy. I was like, laundry detergent for a fucking $1? That's not possible. And it wasn't. It was more than $1.
Yeah. It's $15.
So 29 cents is where you were at.
So I kind of think you guys might appreciate the way I quit, because I actually did put it a 2-week notice. My work's all fucked up, and I respect my coworkers. I just don't like my boss.
Yeah.
So I went home and I went to the store and I went to the greeting card section for condolences, and I got I'm sorry for your loss card. and yeah, so the cover just said, I'm so sorry for your loss, and the inside was some like, I hope you can make it through this kind of bullshit. And I wrote my last day on that and signed my name and handed that to my boss the next day.
That
I mean,
is
but hey,
amazing.
let
That
me
is
explain-
great.
let
That's
me
classy. That is a classy move.
That's what I was going to say. That's a class fucking way to
You're a
do it.
class
What are those
act.
cards for?
Yeah. You're going to miss me when I'm gone, baby.
Let's fucking, you just gave me a great idea, and I'm not going to steal it from you because you're a good person and you don't have a job right now. But I'm quitting cards might be like a good thing. And me and Brett will not steal that idea, but
We'll
if
cut you
wanna,
in.
We'll cut you in for
Dude,
sure.
Use it to your heart's content, man. I don't care. I got real lucky a few years back, and I called you guys with a scam one time too, where I made like a fuck ton of money, like 10, 15 years ago. I guess 12 years ago it was. So my house is paid off, and like I don't have a car payment, and I have a bunch of money saved because I don't have any bills. So
You're Dave
yeah,
Ramsey.
when they were like, here's 29 cents, I'm like, I don't know, guys. It sounds like you need this more than I do.
This caller
Uh-huh.
should call into Dave Ramsey and just fucking lay into, like, just be like, yeah, I paid off my house. Yeah, I paid off my car. Or, I don't have a car payment. I paid off my house. Say all the stuff that you say as a success, and then be like, I quit my job with a fucking grieving card, and I think you're bullshit, Dave Ramsey. You would be a great Dave Ramsey prank. You might even be able to prank Dave Ramsey into having you on his show. We should be back. I think we're back. Are we back?
Yeah, that's awful then.
Yeah, go. We're back. Hey, we're back.
We're back. Ready to crack a lack.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, I just want to make an announcement too. I'm going to be at Beer Stube this Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'm taking over the jukebox for 1 hour. So I get to pick 1 hour of songs from their jukebox. If you want to come hang out with me, I will be at Beer Stube, 1479 North High Street this Wednesday from probably 6 to 8-ish. I don't know.
Really?
Right before the show, yeah.
That's really cool.
I know. Bob asked me to
fun.
do it, so I'll be there.
And tell Bob I always wanted to DJ.
I'll have, I'll let him know. You can do the next hour if you wanted.
No, I don't want to do that. I mean, tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Wednesday.
If I don't have the crud, the pneumonia.
The crud.
I'm going to be dying of pneumonia sometime this week.
Well, maybe as your make-a-wish, you could get to program a jukebox for 1 hour before you die.
I really wish I could play Ramble for everybody because I think you'd all love it. My wife even said it was good and she didn't like anything I do. Now she's going to listen to this and get mad about it. Because
You're in
I
trouble.
Said that. You can also call back in, everybody.
Yeah, Brando's in there.
Who? Brandon's back?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Brandon's back and we're gonna be in trouble. Hey Flub, but
That
Brandon's
wasn't a flub.
back.
That actually wasn't a flub. Brandon,
Why am I in trouble for?
you're not in trouble.
We're in trouble with you. I feel like we're gonna
we
get a
fucked
paddle.
up.
Brett just, I don't know. You said Brandon's back and he's in trouble, so.
Yeah,
We're gonna be in trouble.
yeah, we're gonna get in trouble here.
Oh.
So
Oh, no, I'm not really one to.
you're not one to complain.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Well,
you're
so
feeling
I'll
Sitting
stay
on
up
a
late,
nest
but I don't
egg.
give a fuck about my job anymore, so.
yeah, you don't have a job no more, man. You're just a guy that is
Well,
sitting
I got-
around.
I got my 2 weeks. I just put in my notice on Thursday.
Are you going back?
Yeah, I figure, like I said, my work was super, super short staffed. We're a machine shop, so it's super hard to actually find people who know how to run the equipment.
You know, it would be
and
a
it's
true.
gonna kind of fuck over my old coworkers if I don't, and I don't really want to fuck them over.
Brandon,
Yeah,
do you know what the true victory here could be? They talk you into staying. For you, that's a real victory.
There's a guy who's effectively my supervisor, and he's the kind of dude who doesn't want you to know he's a good dude. So he hasn't said a word about it to me, but several other people in the department have come up to me and be like, he's trying to get you a bunch more money so you'll stay.
Yeah, he's like me. He doesn't want anybody to know he's a good dude. It's just we're there's a lot of guys like us out there. But yeah, if they get you more, if you get more money and you stay, and they ask you to stay, I think you quite possibly could be the winningest person that I can think of. Because when I said I was leaving the cable company, they went like this. Whew. As in, God, finally, man, we've been trying to get rid of this guy. I've never quit a job where they were like, please stay.
I have done it before,
So
and it is nice because then you get to walk in with a different air of confidence. You get to say that I got the keys to this place. Whatever
Yeah.
I want happens. I tell them how I'm going to get paid. I don't wait for them to tell me. I just tell them off skedaddle. I don't need this fucking job.
That might be the way to that might have been well, it wouldn't have worked out for me because I was a crummy worker. But if I could have gone in to my job and said, this is my 2 weeks notice, I quit, and then they begged me and I stayed, that might have cured my anxiety around work.
I would also say, even if you're at
I
a job,
actually think I have that beat.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that there's an amount of money that they could pay me to not tell them to fuck off.
Really?
What I am doing, I'm opening up my own shop and I'm stealing a bunch of work from them.
oh,
That's
fine.
That's
a good
tight.
idea.
I love it when people do that. I do love that. That kind of thing to me is the most baller move in the world. And then you poach their employees too. That's always a baller thing to do.
No, we were a machine shop, but we did some welding, but I was the only welder. So I'm just going to contact all of the people that we did welding for and be like, listen, they're trying to outsource all this, but I've done all of your work for the last like 4 years. So send it on over. I'm opening up my own spot.
Hey, I can weld too if you just teach me how and pay me a whole bunch of money. So
No NDA or anything like that.
non-compete.
Not compete.
Nope.
I mean,
Now, there is a weird non-compete clause in our handbook, but it doesn't apply to like after you've left. It's just you can't work for a competitor while you're working for us.
Yeah, I think that's like with every place, right? Because like I remember when I worked at McDonald's, they were like, you can have another job, but it's got to be at like a movie theater or Target. You can't work at Burger King. You can't work McDonald's and Burger, which is stupid. That's stupid anyway.
no, it's a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's a family.
Some places are fucked up. Do y'all remember Pierceology in Columbus?
I
Yes,
do.
I've been several piercings. I spent all my time at 18 years old driving down there to get piercings.
That's where I got my piercings too. My eyebrow pierced twice.
If you quit Pierceology, you couldn't work within 100 miles for like 4 years as a piercer.
4 years.
It was in their contracts.
See, that's fucked up.
3 or 4 years. They don't have that anymore. But like 10 years ago, back when they were on like High Street or wherever they were in the short north, they had that in the contract.
I gotta get my eyebrows pierced again.
Go for it.
I had to go to Pierceology and get my eyebrow pierced again so people look at me different.
I put on a fake lip piercing for a TikTok and then just got inundated with stuff like, you should get your lip pierced for real.
Yeah. We're still allowed to get that stuff.
Oh yeah,
because
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, we're not office guys. It's less pathetic. We don't wear khakis and stuff. You know, we don't throw on khakis and a flannel. It makes you look good.
It would be nice to see like an office worker dude in like just a regular old button-up shirt and like a septum piercing. Like go to work and be like, I've always wanted one.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything's. You know what I'm looking at, by the way? I'll tell Brandon and Brett. When the caller from the Big Green Union got on, and she had mentioned that it was Elon Musk's brother. So I Googled him, and I'm looking at pictures of him, and he wears a big 10-gallon hat all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like in every fucking picture, he's wearing a fucking 10-gallon cowboy hat.
Wow.
He's getting ready to go into space, man.
Does he wear like Western suits to match? I gotta find it.
Oh, did he go to space with? Oh no, is he going with Elon?
No, I don't know. Isn't that what you do when you're like a billionaire going into space and want to look humble? You put on a cowboy hat and act like a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be my plan when I go to space.
I mean, you almost got there for a wedding.
What?
A full Western regalia.
Yeah, but I'm an idiot. That's the difference. I mean, that's an idiot thing
it's an idiot thing. Yeah,
it's an idiot. Idiots love that stuff.
Billionaires are just as stupid as you.
But I wore a hat. I just wore my Fear of God Essentials hat, which made me look normal.
Man,
Cowboy shirt.
Motherfucker, you cannot wear a cowboy hat with regular shoes. Never. Not never, ever. Not ever, never.
I was wearing boots. Work boots.
Cowboy boots.
Well, I don't have any cowboy boots. They look.
You cannot wear with some fucking Stan Smith Adidas ass shit. This dude's sitting on a tufted sofa wearing a cowboy hat. I fucking hate this guy.
I do too. I hate his guts. So, do you think? So you're getting out of there. You're not going to work there anymore, and you're not going to take that. I mean, I'm glad you quit, Brandon, and I'm going to tell you why. A 29-cent raise is an insult. And you should, especially, like if you had told me you were working at a fast food place and they offered you a 29-cent raise, right? You would go like this. You'd be like, well, that's what they do. That's what they do at those places, whatever. Now that you've added the wrinkle that you're a welder, it's like welders don't get 29-cent raises, do they?
They tried.
Dude, mostly I run machinery like mills and lathes and stuff. That's way harder than welding.
Yeah. Well, we are under the understanding, though, that welding is the hardest thing in the world to do.
Not me.
I am under the understanding
pretty easy.
that welding is super hard because it pays $75 an hour.
It pays by the inch.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Dude, okay, everything that you hear about welders making six figures, that's That's because they want to get as many welders. They're doing the same thing they did with software developers 10 or 15 years ago. They're trying to flood the market so they can make it so you're getting paid $12, $14 an hour.
Makes sense.
Wait, so they don't make
welders,
$75? Because I heard growing up, they were like, hey, you get a trade like a welding job, they're going to pay you $75 an hour. And I always was just shit, I'd work 1 week and then quit.
I've met one welder that made that amount of money. They shipped him all over the country, so he was never home. And he was working like 80, like on the clock, 80 and 100-hour weeks.
Oh, that's
so he was getting pretty much time and a half or double time every hour he was away from home. So he was making like well into the low six figures. But I mean, he was working a life that wasn't any sort of life. Like he was never home. He never saw his wife and his kids.
No, it's totally. I always found it though. I mean, what I think happens sometimes. Me and Drew also talked about this. Me and Drew Spears also talked about this. Is that there are people who genuinely love to go to work and to work. It's just they're just people. They're like a 1%, maybe less part of society. But every place I've ever worked at has had one person who worked any hours they could get, as many as they possibly could. And you'd be like, do you need the money? And they'd be like, you always need the money. Like it just was like constant.
They're traumatized to avoid their own life is what they are.
Yes. Thank you. But there are those people that, so like if somebody,
I am that guy.
Really? Yeah. Cause if people tell me they work 60 hours a week by choice, I kind of look at them like, why? But then again, I told this story Wednesday, but like I knew a guy that paid $100 a week to take people's on call. So like, and like,
I work 60 hours a week voluntarily.
Yeah. Do you just like being at work, or is it the money?
The money's all right. Like I didn't make bad money. It's just I thought that their raise was insulting, so I quit because I didn't need the job. But,
right, especially if you work 60 hours a week.
Yeah, the money's not bad. If I didn't have anything else going on that week, I would work that much. If I had other stuff going on, I wouldn't. But also, like, I'm building a van for drag racing, and that shit is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So, every penny counts, man.
Wait,
that's an exact
racing?
art.
You're making a van for drag? Like, what kind of van?
It's a 1965 Chevy van. It's like the old flat front ones where the engine's like inside the cab with you.
I'm looking one up now.
I cut out the rear frame section and we fabricated like a new, like more high end frame for it. And I just got all the suspension mounted up. And I half quit my job because I'm like, this is really close to being like a real thing. So y'all can go fuck yourself. I'm going to build my van.
I'm going to become a van drag racer. I like it. I like the attitude.
Well, I always hear you guys talking about vans, and I'm like, man, I should have called in today because I'm a van guy. Like my car I drive every day is a 1975 Chevy. I got a bunch of early Chevys, like the flat front ones. I got like 9 of them, like parts vans and shit.
We're going to have to set up a weird vehicle day in Pittsburgh. We're going to have to get all the vehicles out there.
Yeah, I actually saw a big, it had to be a 70s, maybe 80s van with the windows like blacked out. It even had a porthole window on the side, but it was a black van.
Yeah, mine's got that.
Yeah, it was all black, and it drove by, and I looked at that van and I was like, why have they made vans like a thing that creeps have? Because I would drive that fucking van. That van looks fresh as hell. But then I got to the point where I was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care what people think about me. I think I want a van. I'm not going to get one, of course, but we're a pickup truck family. That's what we're getting. But I think I want
get
a van.
They're a blast. My van's got like shag carpet and all the like diamond pleat interior and stuff like that. I got a fuzzy refrigerator in my van.
Man,
fucking love it. Van life.
I want a fucking van, man.
They're great.
And you could make the inside of the van like basically like a camper, right? And just go travel, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have air conditioning and all that stuff on if you slept in
I
the
don't-
van.
Yeah, I mean, you could though. There's
I don't have air
electrical
conditioning at
hook-
home. It's fine.
Yeah, there's electrical hookups and all that stuff. You could easily plug it in and just put it in your car.
All right. I'm looking into this
Well, the
van.
secret with van people is you don't need air conditioning. You just get so drunk that you don't remember going to bed.
Brian can't do that.
I don't drink though. That's the issue with me. Is
Get so stoned that you don't realize there's no AC.
I was
That's-
bragging last night to my younger brother. Like, I was like kind of bragging to him because we were just having this conversation. And I went like this: "Hey, man, you know, when my air conditioning went out the first night, I mean, we're talking the hottest days of the year is when this happened. And I go, the first night, I put a fan in the window and a fan on me, and I slept and I woke up at my normal fucking time. And that's when I saw that and I was like, man, I did it. Like I felt like a real sense of accomplishment the next day when I woke up because it was just like, holy shit, man. I slept when it was hot without air conditioning. But I don't want to do that anymore. But I was so proud of myself when I did it.
Dude, if you don't use air conditioning, you don't get used to air conditioning, and it's a lot easier.
That's what I'm on that same wavelength, my friend. Get that cross breeze
Yeah, dude,
going.
it's the way to go.
I love air conditioning.
I got a window unit for when it's like absolutely unbearable, but I turn that thing on maybe once a week.
Yeah, my neighbor's like that too. My neighbor, we have central air. My neighbor has central air and she's got her windows open and it's like 90 something degrees today. I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
Mm-hmm.
You can shut those and get it cool in that house. So I don't know what's going on with anybody anymore. People hate air conditioning. Well, Brandon, thank you for calling. It was a good story. I hope to see you in Pittsburgh. Again, get a hold of us, and we will put you on the guest list for the show because you quit your job in a cool way, and you have a cool van. Bring your van, though, please.
Yeah,
The
I was
car.
gonna say,
Oh, bring the hot rod, then.
yo, I'll take y'all for a ride in the muscle car, and then we can go pick up the van. It's whatever. I got all the time in the world these days.
All right. Thanks for calling, Brandon. It's good to talk to you.
All right. Hey, listen to Cars and Comrades podcast, and hell, Brett, come on sometime or something. I don't know.
Absolutely.
cars.
Oh, I didn't know who this. I didn't know who this was.
Yeah, you should go on that show.
Yeah, you have a good Instagram too.
For Pete's sake.
Oh yeah, my dude Connor runs that, but
okay.
he's got the sentiment down. Fuck bosses, fuck cops, go fast.
God,
All
dude,
right.
it's really tight though that you just gave your friend credit because I would have just been like, "Oh, I do that. I do all that." You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
dude,
just
all
knows
I do for
that
the
I don't-
podcast is show up. Those dudes deserve credit.
yeah.
I just get hammered on a recording and yell too much.
Well, that's the way to be. Me and Brett have the shit divided up in a way that like neither one of us gets to say I don't do anything. So that's kind of a bummer. But one of these days
You can say it; it just might not be true.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have assistants. We're gonna have a team.
We're just going to get a whole team where all we have to do is show up. I'm going to walk in and somebody's going to hand me all the topics for the day.
Yeah. Someone's gonna tell you they feel terribly sorry for whatever you're going through.
Yes. For your bronchitis. That
They're going to tell you
brought
they're
on
terribly
yourself.
sorry, but they're quitting their fucking job because you suck.
Yeah.
I
mean, that'll happen. Although me and Brett are wonderful to work for
I don't know
real.
about that.
Oh no, I'm just like really like stoked that I was actually cool enough to do the quitting that way. I was.
That's
proud
the
of
way
myself.
to do it, though. That's definitely, you did it the right way.
Have a good one.
Yeah,
I
have a
appreciate
good
that.
one, Brandon.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
You
I
gotta
was
go
a
on that
highwayman.
car
In a Ford Taurus I did ride. Welder by my side. What's up?
You got to go on that show. That'd be good for you.
Yeah, I think it
Car
will.
show. Man, I want a van now, dude.
I mean, you know what? There'll be new things to want tomorrow that'll feel just as exciting.
I think fan seems a fan. I need a fan.
Um,
A van seems like the best thing I could ever possibly have.
Erica does it, and it is definitely the way to do it because she went to the beach for $35 a night. Rental.
Yeah.
That's all you're paying to stay.
Yeah.
And she's got like a sick mattress that she sleeps on in the back of the van. That's not like it's not sleeping on the fucking ground.
No, sleeping on
It's
the
not
ground.
sleeping on rut systems.
Sleeping on the ground is the worst, man.
Yeah, unacceptable.
We used to go camping, and Katie. Actually, I had this weird conversation with Katie, where she was like, "Yeah," because my daughter was supposed to sleep in a tent last night with her two cousins. They were going to sleep in a tent outside. They lasted until 11:30 and then went in the house. So
right.
It was very, but I said something to my wife about like, I hate sleeping in a tent partly also because you always wake up wet.
Yeah, dewy.
She was like, yeah, you wake up wet with fucking dew all over you and sweat and piss. And I was like, I think you're throwing out a situation that like is very specific to you because I never woke up with piss all over me.
We drink too much, like they said. If you drink enough to pass out at the campsite, you might wake up and pee-pee.
Well, her sister peed the bed when they were kids and they slept in the tent. So
yeah, that ruins the whole thing.
And it's just like my wife was very broke. Her parents were very broke growing up, and so every year for their vacation, for 1 month of summer vacation, they went tent camping at a campground that was like 45 minutes away from their house, so their parents could still go to work every day. And my wife will tell you every time, she's like, it was the worst time of my life. Like, it was just, I didn't like camping. I didn't like being at the campground all day. I mean,
you could have walked home the whole time. You didn't. You don't realize until you're older that you could have just ran home.
Yeah. Well, no, it was 45-minute drive away.
Still, I mean, being stuck there all day with my fucking family when my parents at work.
I know.
You're never clean. If you camp for a month, you're never fucking clean. You never feel confident that like you knocked all the dust off.
That was one of the big, the Woodstock 99 documentary. One of the things they really got right was talking about when they started talking about the showers. That's probably the last time I went for an extended amount of time without a shower. And even then I had a bottle, the big quart, whatever the milk comes in, the gallon.
Yes.
Of water. And then I just grabbed soap and I poured it over my head and soaped up and everything. But it was just, I was so filthy and I felt so gross. And really that's why I never wanted to go to another festival again. It took me a really long time. We went to Austin City Limits. That was the next festival I went to after Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
And then we're going to the Gathering of the Juggalos, but that's 40 minutes away from our house, and we just go and go to bed.
Yeah, we're going to leave our kids, though, while we work.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just going to go to work.
Actually, Eric doesn't know, but Eric Deal, the guy doing the painting on the car, he's going to be there that weekend. He's coming to the Gathering.
Oh, you're going to bring him to the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Definitely.
Fuck yeah, man. That's going to be fun, man. We're going to have the best time. All right, we got any calls?
We do.
Because we lost all of our calls, so
We've
we're
got some,
like trying to build up that queue again.
We got them calls. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, is it me?
Yeah,
you would
it's
know.
You. Who's this?
Hello?
Who is this?
Yeah,
Specters
from
in the
Seattle.
dark. Who is this?
Wait, who's this?
Is it CM?
Oh, what's up,
CM?
CM?
From Seattle.
Is it? Let me ask you this: does it stand for Chick Magnet?
Chili Mac
Oh,
was what I used to say. I was like, but
next
no,
question. Next
Arlo.
question, CM. Are you already
Alright.
signed with AEW, or are you pretty sure you're going to sign with AEW? Okay, that's for 18 people, but they're going to fucking love it. So what's up, CM?
all right. Oh, nothing. I wanted to call in with a cop crying story,
Wow.
Wait, cops crying?
but yeah, well, yes, they were. But here's the wild thing about it is like, I'm usually like a doomer, so I very like doom scroll Twitter, and like so much of that stuff is really, I don't like crazy for lack of another term, you know?
Sure.
But this story is sort of about like a a piece of art I made that like blew these guys' mind in this like crazy way.
Boundary
kind of
breaking art, pushing the limits.
Well, so to rewind a little bit, I had a art space downtown Seattle, and it used to be the Lusty Lady all through like I think the 80s and 90s. It was like a peep show, and it has since been like gutted out. And I had gotten control of the building through redevelopers who wanted like it to be occupied as like an art space rather than just be like vacant land, vacant building across from like the art museum.
Mm-hmm.
So inside of the building, there were like 20-foot like ceilings, like crazy old growth woods and bricks. And I think the building was built in like 1898 or something.
Wow.
So it was all like original. But I had worked on a billboard for this company, and they had given me like once they pull off the billboards off those big, setups that they have like out by the highway. I guess that's like a giant piece of like nylon, or it's kind of like similar to like blue tarp.
I thought it was
It's
wallpaper.
Like
I always thought billboards were wallpaper.
Well, he's talking about
no, it's like this. Yeah, it's this peel. It's like woven like those blue tarps or like IKEA bags or something.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Weatherproof.
Like,
how does that? I'm
yeah,
trying to.
like,
is it have
thicker.
glue on the back? Do you know? What, like I'm asking you for all the logistics of billboards.
No, it's crazy because I got a call from like this place I like interned at, and they're like, "Hey, remember that big billboard you designed? We have it if you want it." And I was like, "Sure, like that'd be great for the archives or what, And I showed up and had to like it was wrapped up, folded like into a square, sort of like how you fold like a flag or something. They folded it all down, and I had to throw it on my back. And I would say it was about maybe like 90 pounds, maybe more.
Yeah.
And then I like took it on the bus with me home. And like I had it in like storage. Anyway, with this big building, I had a massive ceiling, so I hung that up and I did this huge mural, like a giant painting on it. And I think it was like 15 feet tall and 30 feet across. And so I was preparing for an art show while I was like painting it. And since it was downtown, I would just like leave my door open, and we had like a PA and stuff in there. So I was like playing music and kind of do like open studio, because there would be like all these tourists. We're like 2 blocks from Pike Place Market. So there'd be tourists that would walk by and just like peep in and be like, "Oh, like, hey, like what's going on?" And I used to sell like local art and like local zines and records and tapes in there. So like try and sell that stuff to tourists, like actual interesting stuff, and like make a point for some people. So one night I was doing that, and I was playing Frank Ocean that was like had just come out, and so everyone was playing it, and I was painting to it. And there was 2 events. One was this woman came in, and she was like just like very touched, and she's like, "I can't believe like that this is still happening in Seattle and all this shit." And but she was like very moved, and she's in this giant cavern looking at one painting while like Nike's is playing, so it's gonna be like a storm of like emotion that's gonna pour from you. And I think that's what got these guys. So later on, I'm painting, and these 2 dudes come in, and they're kind of like just meathead idiot dudes, and they're like drunk, a little bit, and they're like, wow, how about this painting? And they're like talking to each other, and I'm like, yo, like, what's up? Like, I just think like, hey, this is a cool opportunity to maybe show some like dudes that I wouldn't hang out with, like something, you know, like maybe something enlightening may happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like engaging with them, and one of the guys is like choking up and like getting all glassy eyed, and I was like, oh, what's up, Matt? You know, like what? And he's like, you know what? What I had painted so far was this figure, like kind of like a female figure with one of her eyes was open and one was closed, and I was just doing that because I was trying to.
I think it fell. It's up and down.
Yeah, the internet's fucked up. We didn't know if something was happening. Sorry.
Oh, I was hitting the ground running on that. Where did I drop painted with white paint?